Well, there's another product you mentioned at the start of the show, Equine15.
Yeah, we're going to talk a little more about that, but I think Bret has had a little experience with that.
Just recently.
Yeah.
So in the last, because we talk about it, it's a brand new product, and it's like everything that we've used, we use it and try it. It was, more for an injured horse. That was my understanding. Well, I didn't have an injured horse. I really don't want one.
Right.
But I've had two people in last week call me, take the time to get a hold of us and call me and tell me, hey, thanks for promoting that product, because we got it and they had horses that was hurt, and both our horses have the process, their healing process, he said is probably like doubled what they expect, what the vet, and that was the only thing. Both of them were feeding that, so it was nice of them to take the time to call us and tell us that.
Yeah, and Dr. Anderson, there's a long list of potential benefits from Equine15. Should we take a look at this?
Yes, we'd like to see those, but I kind of tried to summarize it a little bit, because I have about 30 different benefits that people have told me about, but I grouped them together into the musculoskeletal, which simply is where people are reporting all the time of how it helps the muscle recovery in stress. It helps those joint problems, whether they're just aging joints or joint pain from nondescript reasons, they go away. And the viral problems are what's really interesting, because we're getting a lot of comments back about horses that have those insidious little coughs or wheezing, or they have heaves or whatever, and they just won't go away no matter what they do. Put them on the Equine15 and all of a sudden they're gone. Sometimes within 24 or 48 hours, they're gone. That just shows that one of the things that they know about the Equine15, and they've been able to document, is that it stops the growth rate of every virus they've ever put it up against. They call it attenuating, which means it just stops the growth rate. It doesn't kill anything, because you don't kill a virus.
It shuts it down.
Just stops its replication. So I think that's going to be an important part. So we have a lot of different things that people have shown us and talked to us about. But I've got a couple of really good testimonials that I think that I've just gotten recently.
Great.
One is from Cindy Lindsay. I met her at the Little Britches Association, and she was talking to me about it, and she bought a canister and went home. She called me back and she said, I got to tell you, she said, I had this 20-year-old mare that was that she put on Equine15, on Total Equine, and then after the Little Britches, she went home and she put it on Equine15 because it had a sore leg and it had a cough. Said the cough disappeared immediately, and now she's putting weight on her leg, and she used to use Bute all the time on it, and now she doesn't. So she was pretty excited, and that was one that I was pretty happy with, because there's a lot of that out there that I think we could help. Then Tangi Irwin, she's with the Texas Tech University. Tangi has 6 horses that we were trying it on. And so I had her keeping track of these. They get a lot of donor horses, so they get a lot of problems.
Right.
Well, they had old Abe, and he was a quarter horse that he'd started showing signs of being a former ranch horse, a lot of injuries and just wearing out. And over the last 2 months that they'd been on Equine15 on them, his movement, his outward and appearance has all improved tremendously, and he seems to have more muscle tone and is also a darker buckskin. Actually, he was on Total Equine, and we put him on Equine15, and he still got darker.
Got darker,
yeah. So this is quite good. But he's the best color he's ever been. And then she had Queen, a 19-year-old fjord horse. You know what they are, don't you? Fjord horses. They're from Norway.
Oh,
the fjords in Norway, yeah.
Didn't either.
Oh yeah, they're a little bit.
Over there.
They're kind of a small draft horse. Anyway, she had a suspensory ligament problem, and she had side bone, so she was gimping around quite a bit. But she put her on Equine15, and she has more muscle tone, and she is slicked out nicely, and she's moving much better than she was before. Side bone,
Really?
That's not supposed to be repaired, right?
No, not with my experience. No, it's not.
We've had several cases of it where its side bone has gone away, or they maybe gone away. Side mode is still there, but they're not suffering with it.
Doesn't hurt them.
No. Isn't that great?
That is awesome.
Yeah. So we're seeing some neat things with the Equine15. I think that's going to help a lot of horses stay active and be useful.
So would it also be like preventative too?
Yes, sir.
So like I have my horses that I use quite a bit. You would put them on that too, just for preventative measures.
So you don't have the wear and tear that starts to deteriorate, so they have a problem
I got you.
that you have to correct. I'm not into correcting problems. I want to prevent problems.
I got you.
That's what I do with my nutrition programs all the time. Is we prevent problems. We don't have to go back and treat them. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does make sense.
Okay.
Yep. Makes sense to you?
Yeah, I saw in the first testimony where she said that the horse had an eye that kept watering, and after
Oh,
Equine
yes.
15 it quit. So it's very interesting how a horse's body will repair itself or take care of itself once it's getting the nutrients it needs.
Yes, I've had more than one case of watery eyes that just are always watering, and they go away. That's viral. That's a virus up in our sinuses. People have watery eyes too.
I'm crying.
Very interesting.
They're just crying though.
Well,
Exactly.
we're about out of time.